What's the crack, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and today we have another video in WWE SuperCard for your enjoyment. In this video, we're going to be getting the Kurt Angle Ring Domination card, the very first event card in SummerSlam 17 tier. We're going to be looking at some Team Battleground rewards, we've got some King of the Ring rewards coming up, and we're going to be talking about NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 3 from Saturday night. Going over the results from that, what I thought of it. So this is your spoiler alert right now. If you don't want to know what happens if you haven't seen it yet, please leave. Well, come back once you've watched it, but leave for now. Or just don't listen to it, just watch without the sound. Anyway, if you like this video, leave a like. Comment down below what your favourite match from NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 3 was. Subscribe to the channel for more content. And share it with each and every one of your friends. Let's jump into it. We're going to start off talking about NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 3 with the first match on the card, which was Andrade Cien Almas versus Johnny Gargano. Now, this match, Gargano has potential. I think I liked him more as a tag team, but I understand why they did what they did. It was just unfortunate with Tommaso Ciampa's injury that they couldn't make more of that at the time. But I thought he was a really good guy as part of the team. Andrade Almas, I was never his biggest fan, but these two, it got off to a bit of a slow start, to be perfectly honest. I wasn't loving it towards the start of the match. It's the first time, I haven't watched NXT TV in quite a while, so it's the first time I had seen Andrade Almas with Zelina Vega, his manager. So I think she brings a bit of a new dynamic to his character, which does help him, because he was a bit stale otherwise. I didn't like him when he was playing sort of a face when he first came into it. He does play a better heel, but sort of they're kind of in between at the minute, so they did need to pull something out of the bag. I don't think they did too bad. They had a lot of, it was very back and forth actually. A lot of them getting a lot of offense in from both sides. The finish of the match, because they were kind of at a stalemate. Johnny Gargano kind of got into the corner, and Zelina Vega threw a DIY t-shirt at him, and Gargano was DIY, I remember the memories, the feels. So that distracted him for the split second it took for Almas to hit his Hammerlock DDT, which is an insane looking move. I'll give him that. It looks like it hurts, which is, well, that's what you would expect from a finishing move. But you couldn't really see the way she threw the shirt. It kind of landed in a ball. You couldn't really tell that it was a DIY shirt unless you knew what their shirt looked like. They explained it in replays and stuff after, but at the time, they didn't explain it on commentary at the time either. It was only in the replays where they said, they're just like, oh, she threw some kind of shirt at him. Bit of a dodgy finish, could have been better. But he hit his second finishing move. Almas got the victory on that one. The second match of the night, however, was one of the best of the night. I think it was probably was my favourite match of the night, just because it was carnage. I love Sanity. The Authors of Pain, again, not their biggest fan, although they did the ladder match they had with DIY. Was it at TakeOver Orlando? I'm pretty sure it was. I thought it was just unbelievable. But Sanity versus the Authors of Pain, that one started off as Alexander Wolf and Killian Dane. And the match was Alexander Wolf started out in the ring, and it was before Killian Dane tagged in. Eric Young got up on the apron and tagged himself in, so he was the legal second member of the team. So it kind of threw the Authors of Pain off a little bit. They pulled a table out towards the start of the match as well and propped up against the barricade, which just makes you think, well, that's going to come into play at some point. When have they ever set up tables? And at the end of the match, it's the 1, 2, 3, and they're like, oh, well, we won't need that. We'll just put that away. It always gets brought into play. So it came into play. Nikki Cross was outside the ring for the entire match. There was carnage. Everybody ended up on the outside. Nikki Cross came in. Paul Ellering came in from the other side of the ring, and they had a little bit of a stare-off. And she kind of went to attack Paul Ellering, but the referee got involved and kind of got a bit of space between them. So they got Ellering cleared out of the ring. Nikki Cross climbed up to the top, and she then jumped off the top rope landed on one of the Authors of Pain. I can't remember which one it was though, because I literally don't know one from the other. I know their names. That's about it. But yeah, she jumped off crossbody style, got caught, and as she got caught, Killian Dane just came out and just tackled both of them straight through the table. So Nikki Cross got caught in a sort of sandwich, which didn't look like the most comfortable of positions, I'm not going to lie. I think she probably would have been better off just being put through the table, because that was just between a rock and a hard place situation. But she went through the table. She's mad though. The spot with Asuka that they had a last man standing match for the title on NXT TV a while ago, from the top of the ladder through the announce table, that was insane. But anyway, getting back into the ring, Sanity were able to pick up the win. Wolf and Eric Young were able to get a little bit of double team action in, overcame the Authors of Pain, won the match, and they, as they were celebrating, it was two guys, I think they're from ROH. I'm not the biggest Ring of Honor fan, so I don't know for sure, but they, it was Kyle O'Reilly and Fish? I think it was Fish. It's definitely Kyle O'Reilly. Let me just look here. Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly. Bobby Fish. They come in at the end of it, beat up both teams, and held the titles up just for a second and dropped them down again. So that was them making their intentions clear that they're coming after every tag team in NXT. It was a good way to introduce them. I think they've been on TV maybe once or twice before, but it was a good way to introduce them sort of properly to a big audience who'd be watching, who doesn't normally, like myself, doesn't normally watch NXT TV and wouldn't have seen them. But just to change gears slightly after that, we're going to take a look at the my King of the Ring rewards and my Team Battleground rewards. Not going to lie to you, the King of the Ring, I completely forgot about it. Again, in the last video I said I wasn't going to forget about it. I said I was going to try, I was going to put the effort in, I wasn't going to forget about the King of the Ring, I was going to do well this time. And then I just forgot about it, life got in the way, I was at work, I just had things going on. Just forgot to energize my cards. It was a complete shambles. We ended up coming in 14th place. We still got one ultimate card, which will come in handy for fusions. It'll come in handy for training up cards, things like that. We'll find a use for it somewhere. But we ended up getting an ultimate Chris Jericho for our collection. We've already got him pro'd, and he's not on our deck. Poor Chris. But we got the best in the world at what he does, Chris Jericho. And the Team Battleground, let me tell you about the Team Battleground. I will tell you, about 1 or 2 hours before that Team Battleground finished, we were about 4,000 points behind. And I don't know where we pulled that out of, but it was from some magical place. And we ended up winning, I think, in the end by about 400 points. It was really close. But we got the win in the end. We got a Platinum Pack, which was our team is WrestleMania 33 Plus, so we got a WrestleMania 33 card, which was, on this occasion, Kevin Owens. I already had a pro of him. Again, he's not going to make my deck, but if I pull another one of him off the board, I will pro him just to see. He might make the tail end of my Road to Glory deck. I just recently pro'd the Rock event card from last week's Road to Glory. So he's in there now, so that bumps another place off the bottom of my RTG deck. Except for the females, I still need 2 more female pros to round out that deck, have a full, at minimum, WrestleMania 33 pro deck. But we're getting there. We'll go back to the NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 3 results. The next match, Aleister Black versus Hideo Itami. Again, that was another bit of a back and forth match. They talked the whole time about how Hideo Itami hadn't hit any of his signature moves. Aleister Black got his nose busted really early on. There was blood all over his face. He really sold it well, as if he was suffering. He was on the back foot for most of the match, actually. Hideo Itami went for the go to sleep. Aleister Black got out of it. A bit more offense by Itami. But Aleister Black hit the Black Mass out of absolutely nowhere and ended up winning that match, taking the win. The next match, Asuka versus Ember Moon for the NXT Women's Championship. They kept talking about the streak more than the championship. They did talk a bit about Ember Moon's injury, things like that, but the hashtag at the top of the screen said hashtag the streak, which makes you think it's more about that. Normally they would put Women's Championship or something like that. It was just the streak. You knew it was just going to be about Asuka. She ended up winning, retaining her title. Ember Moon got her finisher in. Asuka kicked out, got her into the Asuka lock, and after a bit of a struggle, Ember Moon tapped out. The final match on the card was Drew McIntyre versus Bobby Roode. Drew McIntyre is an absolute beast now compared to what he was. They show clips of him, from years ago when he was the Vince McMahon's sort of up-and-comer. And you see him then compared to now, he's so much bigger. He's got a far better character. Even from the 3MB days, he looks more serious in what he's doing, more determined. And Bobby Roode then put up a good fight. It was another good match, where Drew McIntyre was able to hit his finisher for the 1-2-3. It was back and forth. There was, I think, a couple of false finishes. But he got the Claymore, hit his Claymore. Like, that's how you do it. Claymore for the win. And we have a brand new NXT champion in Drew McIntyre. After the match, it was our mate Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly came back out up onto the apron to distract the two guys. And the crowd was going insane because through the crowd came Adam Cole, another ROH guy who I don't know the best, but I do know he's meant to be very, very good. He came through and Cole hit a super kick on Drew McIntyre to end the show. So all in all, it was a great show. We've got our Kurt Angle. We've got him leveled up. His stats are full. So now we're going on to the team event this week, which is a Road to Glory. And we'll see how we do in that. Kalisto's the card. We're not going to get him, but we're going to try our best. But that's all the time we have for today, guys. If you like this video, leave a like, comment, subscribe for more, and share it with your friends. And until next time, I've been Phil. You've been awesome. Peace.